What's happening? What's happening? JD, aka the Black Italian CEO, Get Dough Distribution, Get Dough Records. I'm here with my friend Willie Green, aka Ulysses, or Ulysses Green, aka Willie Green. We know him by Willie. As you guys know, you've probably already seen the initial YouTube video that's going viral about Mr. Green doing 27 years in the state penitentiary in California, San Quentin, for something that he didn't do. Is that right? How many years you do?
Almost 27 years.
27?
Almost 27 years. Yeah.
What? You believe that? Can you all hear that? Really? Out there? Now, Mr. Green, we got to talk. We talked a little bit about your incarceration last time and some of the things that you went through. I want to talk about the miracle right now, though. The miracle of your release. Tell me. First, let's start with the arrest and the case vaguely, because we're here, everybody, to talk about his book, Just to Be Free. So actually, I want to skip over that. I want everybody out there to go to www. Come on, bring the camera on over here. Perfect. I want everybody to go to www.williegreen.com. www.williegreen.com. Mr. Green has a 501c nonprofit called the Willie Green Project. He just finished writing this book, Just to Be Free. This has the whole story. This has his life story, everybody. I want to slow this down and take him home back to where he's originally from. But I think I'll let Willie tell you that where he's from originally. Where were you born at, Willie?
A small town called Canton, Mississippi. If you ever read the book or saw the movie The Time to Kill with John Grisham, or you ever watched the movie Mississippi Burning, that's my hometown, Canton, Mississippi.
Tell me what it was. What year were you born?
I was born in 1952.
So you've been on this earth
a long time.
You've been on this earth a while, huh?
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
So tell me about your family in Mississippi. Like what tell me about your family and your life.
I grew up with a typical functioning family. I had mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, great-grandmother, great-grandfather, bunch of great aunts, aunties, uncles. I was pretty much passed around as a child. You know, everybody wanted to keep me. I was born in the country, what we call the country.
You have a nickname down there, don't you?
Well, it started out with Petty Baby.
Why they call you Petty Baby?
Because they pet the baby.
Oh, I see.
And then now, my high school classmate called me Penny Baby. So
Penny Baby, that's what it is. Penny Baby.
Yeah, that's what they all call me down there.
So for all you out there that see this in Mississippi, I got Penny Baby here with me today.
Yeah.
I got Penny Baby.
I got much love in Mississippi.
So Mississippi, we got you out here in California today. What's happening, Mississippi?
Yeah, they love me.
We love you, Mississippi. But we holding on to this man for a while because his story has to be told to the world, because the injustice is a bunch of bullshit, and that's why I'm here, because I want the world to know about this system we got. And I almost cussed on camera, and I'm trying not to today. So real quick, let's talk about Mississippi. Okay, when we get to Mississippi, so was there a sense of black community back then? I mean, tell me a little bit about our community itself. Forget the word black, white, let's just talk. Was there a sense of community when you grew up?
Strong community when I grew up. I grew up during the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
I grew up in the 50s and the 60s. So when I grew up...
Hold on real quick. When did you say, the 50s and 60s?
I grew up born in 52, so in the 50s and 60s, I grew up in the middle of the civil rights movement.
So did you actually know any slaves that were slaves at one time? Were there any left at that point in time?
My grandmother had some cousins who were slaves, and their brother. I met them.
Really?
They still dress like slaves.
And everybody, it's the year 2017, y'all. 2017. We're going on 2018. Did you hear this, man? He actually met a man that's alive today. Met people that were actually slaves.
Yeah, my great-grandfather, and my great-grandmother, the Choctaw Indian, were slaves. They were cheering. They was kids. They was slaves.
So coming out of the civil rights movement, tell me some of the things that you experienced of segregation in the South coming out of Mississippi.
Okay, Jim Crow is one of the biggest things. Jim Crow. If you don't know what Jim Crow is means that blacks and whites weren't allowed to eat in the same restaurants together. They wasn't allowed to be in the same doctor's office together. They wasn't allowed to drink at the same water fountain, use the same restrooms. Everything was set. We went to the movies, we had to sit upstairs. White people sit downstairs. They sit in soft chairs. We sit in basic hard chairs, benches at the movies. We weren't allowed to go in the snack bar. We didn't.
Hold on real second. Bring that camera over here on me real quick. Let me show the world something. This is what California is, and this is what JDAK, the Black Italian, is. Stick that hand out here. You see that? You see that? F white supremacist. That's straight out my mouth. We ain't going for none of that out here in California or in America. So don't even, that just got me hot listening to that. Anyways, forget, if we can bleep that, bleep it. If not, leave it. Anyways, go on. Tell me about that segregation bullshit.
So that was a hard time. Like one time we went to get a hamburger, and this lady go, "Now why are you niggas coming around here to this front door? Now you know you boys got to go in the back to get something to eat. We don't serve niggas at the front door."
In your lifetime, you got talked to like that?
Oh yeah, I had the police to pull up on us Martin Jolly, and they had some marbles, and they dropped them on the ground like that. And he said, "You niggas be like them marbles and scatter."
You believe that?
I seen my mama first cousin hanging from a China berry tree. I was about 9 years old.
Disgusting.
They said he was going with a white woman. Well, I was 3 years old when they killed them Batios.
Now, question though. Now, we all know there's been injustice, and we're a long way away from that now. In my generation, my sons, I have sons in their early 20s and teenagers, they don't see color. I'm letting America know that right now. We're all Americans. We ain't hearing none of that, like I said. Mr. Green said something to me that was very profound, though, that I think a lot of black people in America need to hear. He's had a lot of people in his life helping, and he's had a lot of people in his life harming. And I believe it's because of a vicious cycle that him and I have had a lot of conversations regarding, that things need to change in the black community, in the communities, white community, in America itself. Some change needs to be made even in 2017. It's none of that racial type stuff. It's about community. It's about education. I want you to just enlighten. You told me in a conversation you and I had, you've had some people help you. Let's talk about, did you march with Martin Luther King?
Yeah, I marched with Dr. Martin Luther King back in the 60s.
But before you tell that, there was a reason why you had to get out of Mississippi, and there was somebody that helped you before you went on that. Can you tell them that story?
Well,
who came down to Mississippi?
Well, this is what happened. Back when I was going to Freedom School, back in doing the civil rights movement.
Who put on the Freedom School?
Some white students from up north.
Okay.
The white students from up north. They would come down on buses. Those were the Freedom Riders. And what they would do, they would ride down in the South, and they came down there to teach us how to fill out the voter registration forms. Because when my daddy went to try to register to vote, they told my dad, said, "Boy, what you doing in here?" Dad said, "I come down here to register to vote." They said, "We don't let niggas vote." And they said, "Well, we'll let you register to vote if you can tell us how many jelly beans in that jar."
Wow.
Daddy wasn't an educated man, but I don't even think a scholar.
But didn't your father work the same job?
35 years.
Where did he work at, your father?
A place in Jackson, Mississippi called Mississippi Product.
35 years your dad worked for the same company. Wow. Wow.
My dad did. But getting back to the civil rights movement with Martin Luther King and Stokely Carmichael and Coretta Scott King, I'm in a documentary called Eyes on the Prize. I'm in there. When Martin Luther King came to Canton, Mississippi, right after James Meredith got shot in the back trying to go to Ole Miss. He's the first black student to go to Ole Miss University, and they shot him in the back for registering going to school. So they talk about Rodney King get beat. I seen a white man get beat on the railroad tracks one time just because he was taking us kids to go get ice cream at the ice cream parlor.
You repeat that? Who beat that white man up?
Some more Ku Klux Klan men.
So a white man, you're telling me, was taking some kids, because I don't like to stereotype color, taking some kids, American kids, to have ice cream.
And the Ku Klux Klan was sitting at this gas station, that's where they hung out at. And they asked him, "So what a good white man like you walking with them niggas?" And he said, and he like told us to run, like go, like go.
Wow.
And when we left, these men come from the gas station with those ties.
Yeah.
And they just started beating him, and We were looking back and they beating him on the tracks.
So you hear that, everybody? A white man was taking American kids to have some ice cream, and white men beat a white man up.
Yeah, because he did that.
Now, you told me a story that after, real quick, then we're going to end this segment. I want you to tell me why your dad told you to get out of Mississippi in that bus ride and who helped you on that bus.
Well,
you got to hear this, everybody.
Well, see, I used to march with Freedom Road. We were boycotting the white people's stores. Medgar Evers, who they killed in his driveway. Medgar Evers was killed in his driveway. And he told us kids, he said, the world needs to see what they're doing to us down here. But we'll get more recognition if the kids do it. So we was boycotting stores. And they told my daddy, coming from after my grandmother's house, they said, if you don't get that nigga of yours out of Mississippi, walking with these troublemakers, you're gonna find him in the Mississippi River with a brand new John Deere motor tractor on his back. And they cursed. I don't know curse. That's what they told my daddy. So my daddy came home crying. That's the first time I seen my daddy cry. He said, son, they're gonna kill you. He said, we got to get you out of here. They put me on the train. Matter of fact, they dressed me up like a girl, put on my sister's coat, put on my auntie wig, took me around the back way, put me on the train and sent me to Chicago. I got off the train in Chicago on Roosevelt and came back to Memphis and marched from Memphis to Jackson, Mississippi.
Didn't you tell me you were scared on the bus ride to Memphis?
Yeah.
And who helped you on that
The
white
bus? Lady, she had some bologna sandwich and a Coca-Cola and she gave it to me.
Who was it?
A white lady. My mother's best friend was white, but they couldn't talk outside the dime store.
Your mother's best friend was white?
But they couldn't talk outside the dime store.
What years was this?
I was about 5 or 6, so I had to be no more 1959, 58, 59.
So we're gonna wrap this segment up. We got 2 more coming. You're gonna wanna watch these segments. Here's my point in telling this story. There's good people, there's bad people. There's extremists, there's Americans. We all have freedom of choice. This man's resilience in life itself, from the story that he just told you, where he went on a bus to run from the civil rights movement. How old were you when you jumped back on that bus?
About 11 to
11 years old. Here, and I want to end with this. www.williegreen.com. www.williegreen.com. That story you just heard there, in the beginning of his time in Canton, Mississippi, in the civil rights movement, his march with Martin Luther King, you're going to get to see a hands-on experience, not just of his time incarceration, but you're going to hear this man's whole life story. www.williegreen.com. Thank you.